is a purely kinematics based one. So what a student has to go back to the like most of the problems that you are going to come across will be application based, like what we have studied in the mechanics, no, will be correlated with that mechanics. Now, after this, we will. What do you mean by Doppler effect? So let's begin like this. I'll start with the example like this. So this is the source. This is a detector. Detector, what happened? I'll write it as observer or detector. Both are same. So the source will emit waves. So usually you take like this. If this is a source, what it will do? It will emit waves. Usually it's a point source, no? So therefore, these are the waves what you can take it. And in what action the wave will propagate? The wave will propagate radially outward. This is the direction of the wave propagation. What is that red color arrows will give the direction of wave propagation. What are that concentric circles? They're not concentric circle, plane diagram concentric circle. In fact, here you can select a spherical wavefront. So we'll call them as spherical wavefront. Water, oh, no, I'll bring them together. I'll bring them together. So this will generate a sound, no? This will generate a sound. So they'll undergo superposition, not like inside. Huh? See, organ pipe, what when you play that one, what when the sound energy should escape from the organ pipe, no? So they'll undergo superposition. The energy will come out of organ pipe, no? There we are discussing. Okay, ma? Yeah. Now this is spherical wavefront. So now what do you mean by wavefront? First of all, we'll discuss wavefront. So it's a plane in which all particles will have same phase. Okay, agree this? So what do you mean by wavefront? It's a plane in which all particles will have same phase. Suppose say if I say the phase of this is 0, the phase of this is say like a 2 pi. Anything, let me take 4 pi, then 6 pi. The phase. Then we know the distance between 2 pi and 0 should be the lambda. So like this, we can now define the distance between these wavefronts will become lambda. You can draw anything. So these are very things like a all points here will have 0 phase. All points in this wavefront will have phase of 2 pi. What is the distance between 2 points where they'll have same phase? 0 and 2 pi are same. Both will be at mean position moving in same direction. So therefore, what is the distance between 2 points having same phase? That will be called lambda. So like that, if I draw a spherical wavefront, so the distance between wavefronts will become lambda. Sir, I will draw 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi. In that case, lambda by 2 will come. So you can also think in this way. Nothing wrong. Okay, so some are asking, sir, like if it is this, I'll say phase 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi. In this case, what is lambda? The lambda will be, this will become lambda by 2. Am I right? I think you know enough of mathematics. Lambda by 2, lambda by 2, lambda by 2. Like this, you can no, sir, I will draw 0, pi by 2. In that case, what should be 0, pi by 2? Should be lambda by 4. Like this, you can draw infinite wavefronts. We are more interested of the wavefronts which are having a phase of 2 pi radians, the phase difference between them, like 0, 2 pi, because that will become one wavelength, no? So therefore, I'm just showing it. Okay, got the idea now? So what in general the source will generate a wave. And what is the wave? So like the The plane in which all particles will have same phase, it will be, we'll call wavefront. So there's a point source. So because as it is a point source, what happens? Spherical wavefront will come. So what is S we should call? What is S? S is a okay. In some brief idea, this is like this. There's a point source. I kept it. So what is this situation? What is the condition of this point source? It is at rest. Is a detector is also at rest. So this is a detector or observer, anything you can put it. If he is far away, if the source is far away, how do this spherical wavefront will appear like a plane wavefront? Okay, those wavefronts is what I'm going to show it. If that particular wavefront is far away, how do it will become plane wavefront? Means if the waves are coming from far away, the wavefronts what happen will become like a plane wavefront. If the waves are coming from far away, you can treat like a plane wavefront. Got the idea now? So it will be like this. Now, with what speed the wavefront will be moving? So what is this arrow? Direction of propagation of a wave. This is the initial. Similarly, how the direction of propagation will be? The direction of propagation, the speed, the velocity of the wave will be directed perpendicular to the wavefront. So here in what direction the wavefront now it is propagating? So definitely I can say that it is. This is the speed of the sound. I'll write VW or V. Capital V is what will be using it, the symbol specifically, or if you want, you can write it U also, anything that will. Now, what is the distance between wavefronts? Should be lambda. Now, sorry, earlier you wrote concentric circles. Now what happened? You are putting parallel lines. This is a plane wavefront. When spherical, if you're nearby point source, spherical wavefront. If you're far away from the point source, then the wavefront what happen will appear like a spherical. A good example, if you're far away, almost, can you draw a straight line here? That's all, no? If you're far away. So if you draw a big circle, and the big circle, you can assume it to be like a straight line, because what is the circle again made up of? Like a n number of straight lines only. So if the observer is far away from the source, so then we'll get a wavefront like this, plane wavefront. The distance between wavefronts will be lambda. Now, the source will be continuously emitting waves, no? So what is the time taken to come to emit one wavefront? Means first, this is the T equals 0, it is emitted. After what time this is emitted? After certain time. So that is called like a time period, T. Now this T is equal to nothing but, shall we write 1 by F? And what is F? Frequency of the source. F naught, I'll write it. Or let it be F only, you'll get confused. So what is F? Actual frequency of source. What are the equations we can write? Speed of the wave, F is equal to V by lambda. Or this F further, you can write it as 1 by T. So in fact, lambda, what you can write? Vt. Now what is a T? For every interval of time T, one wave will be emitted. So when do first this will come at T equals 0? When do the second wavefront will come? After some time T. When do this wavefront has come? After 2T, 3T, 4T, 5T. So for every one time period T, one wavefront will be emitted by this. You should have this imagination. So, sir, we are finding really very difficult. Okay, you assume this is like a person, your teacher, physics teacher, and you are here. I'm going to throw a duster. So what is this capital T? For let this capital T be say 2 seconds. For every 2 seconds, I'm going to throw one duster with a certain speed. Then the duster serpent will be continuously will be moving. Imagine, because the duster will describe parabolic path. I'm asking you to imagine. For every 2 seconds, I'm going to throw one duster. Tell me, like, the dusters will be moving, no? There's a first gesture I thrown it. When the second gesture will be thrown after 2 seconds. T equal to 0, 2 seconds, 4 seconds. So the gesture will be moving with a speed. What will happen to distance between gestures? Will remain same, no? How to calculate the distance between gestures? There's a formula, lambda equal to Vt. And what happened to these gestures? Will for every 2 seconds, one gesture will come and strike you. Am I right? Will bang your head. Next again after first t equal to at some time, it will strike it. After 2 seconds, second gesture. After again 2 seconds, again third gesture. For every 2 seconds, one gesture will be coming and striking it. Able to analyze? This is the basic idea. Now, what will happen is the source will remain fixed. It will not move. The source will be at rest. It will generate a sound signals of this frequency. This is source. The observer will start moving. Tell me like anything will happen to the distance between gestures. Whether you are at rest or you are in motion. So what the teacher will be throwing for every 2 seconds one gesture. So what will happen to distance between gestures? Will it remains constant or varies? It's a kinematics one, nothing to do with the physics much. The waves and sound concept. Anybody answers? What happened to distance between the gestures now? The physics teacher for every 2 seconds is throwing one gesture. Okay, got this one. And the gestures are thrown with a certain velocity v. If you are at rest for every 2 seconds, one gesture will come and strike with a speed v. If you start moving, tell me what will happen. The distance between gestures will change. Anybody wants to answer? The distance between gestures will it change? Yes or no? All of you sleeping or hearing class? No, the distance between gestures will not change. There's an idea. There's an idea here. The distance between gestures will not change. Okay, earlier what was the distance? So it will remain same. And now with what speed they'll come and strike you? With the same speed or different speed? Relative velocity, take help of relative velocity. So I should put the same lambda. Now with what speed the waves will come and strike? So what are these? These are again the wave front. With the same speed they'll strike or with a different speed? With a different speed they'll strike, no? Okay, now what happened? The signal was generated frequency f is going to hear at different signal frequency. The reason for that, the wavelength will not change, but the speed with which is going to receive the waves is going to change. So what is the signal now? F dash is equal to V relative by lambda. So why you are not changing lambda? Because we know the distance between wavefronts should not change, but the speed with which the waves strike the observer will be varying. So earlier now, so first case what we write, the wavefronts strike the observer with speed v. Now in this case, the wavefronts will strike the observer with speed v relative. There's a core idea. Okay, how to calculate that v relative? Anybody wants to answer? Shall we write v naught plus v or v plus v naught? Why it is v minus of minus v naught, no? Because how the observer moving towards left, wave is moving towards left, towards right. V means wave speed. I think I wrote somewhere. Let me put that. or speed of sound. Okay, no, this one. So what is f dash? F dash is equal to v plus v naught by lambda. What is lambda? Lambda is vt. What is 1 by t? Should be equal to f. So now what about the frequency at which he is going to? He is going to hear the sound signal at different frequency. Why do this happens? Because there's a relative motion between source and observer. I'm putting the complete description in front of you. Got the idea, no? There's a very small basic thing. So y is going to hear now at different. This is called as apparent frequency. Now the detector, the observer, what happened now is not going to hear the sound at a frequency f which is generated. It's going to hear it at different frequency. How to calculate that? Apparent? Apparent means appears to be. Again, if he stops moving, if he comes to rest, he's going to hear the signal, sound wave. He is going to hear the signal again at frequency f only. The moment he starts running, he's going to hear it at different frequency. Able to understand this one? What is V naught? What is V naught? V naught is speed of observer. What is V? Speed of sound wave or signal. And now if observer moves away, any changes, will you make it here? If the observer moves away, here I'll make changes. The observer, in fact, will move away now. You have the discussion here. Tell me, like, what is V relative in this case? Plus V. Okay, agree this, the condition. So then what is apparent frequency? F dash V relative by lambda. What is V relative? V minus V naught. What is lambda? Vt. Or this will become this is the apparent frequency. So why do this is called like a Doppler effect? Means the source will generate sound signal at frequency f. Because the relative motion between source and observer, the measured frequency will be less than the actual frequency, apparent frequency or measured frequency. Measured or apparent. This is the f is actual frequency. The signal is generated at frequency f only, but we are going to hear it at some other frequency. Why do that happens? Because of relative motion between the source and observer. This phenomena is called as a Doppler effect. So what is the Doppler effect here now? Because of relative motion between the source and observer, the measured frequency will be slightly different than actual frequency. Why do this happen? Because of relative motion between source and observer. So shall we make a definition for Doppler effect? So what is the Doppler effect? The measured frequency will be slightly different than the actual frequency due to relative motion between source and observer or detector. Both are same. Okay, got the idea now? So will I hear sound signal of higher frequency or low frequency if I move away from source? Low frequency, no, V minus V naught. Earlier V plus V naught. Here f dash will be less than f. Previous case, f dash was greater than f. And now let's make source, let source be in motion. Next condition will take it. Let me bring this diagram instead of drawing many times. Okay, as usual. So here now, what is the condition? The source observer will make it a test, and then let the source be moving. Source is in motion, and the observer is at rest. Then we'll see what is the Doppler effect condition. So first, initially it is like this. Now, if the source starts moving, tell me like a what will happen? No, you are at rest. You are at rest. Let me wind up things here only. So this is the observer is at rest. The source is going to move. Let me write Vs. What will happen to the distance between wavefronts? Anybody wants to answer? The source is moving, and your physics teacher will be moving towards you, and I'll be throwing gestures. So anything will happen to the distance between gestures. Is going to change. There's a rough diagram I'm giving. I'll be throwing with a speed v or v, some other thing, that one. I'll be throwing the gestures with a speed v relative, no? I'm going to throw the gestures with a speed v relative only. Because earlier I was attached, I'm throwing. Now I'll be running and I'll be throwing the gestures. So then what is the speed of the wavefront? So it will become v relative. So the wavelength is going to change now. The distance between the wavefronts are changing. So lambda dash is going to change. So this lambda dash is what we'll try to express. Okay, how to bring that one? Lambda dash. Lambda dash should be equal to v relative into t. So this will be v minus vs. What is f dash is equal to? F dash will be equal to v by lambda dash. So the waves will come and strike with a speed v only. The speed with which you are projecting will be different, no? So this will become v. Lambda dash is v minus vs. What is 1 by t? Will be f. So this is the apparent frequency. Try to see this one, sir, like we didn't understood. See, like earlier, both are at rest. What is the distance between gestures? I'll be at rest. I'll be throwing for every interval of time t. I'll be throwing gesture. The distance between distance will be same, and it'll be moving. Now I'll be running, then I'll be throwing it. Then what happened to the distance between gestures should change. So that is what I'm writing. So then what is the speed with which I project? That is what v relative. So that should be equal to v minus vs. Then we'll proceed like this. Okay, got this one. So if the source moves towards observer, observer is at rest. So source moving. It will generate signal of frequency f, but it will be received at frequency f dash. So this apparent frequency, f is actual frequency. Already I wrote it. Now the source, let him move away. If he moves away, Then also the distance between wavefronts is going to change. In this case, lambda dash, what we write it, V plus Vs, no? V minus of minus Vs, or V relative, I'll write it. Lambda dash V relative into T. So this will be V. So what is F dash equal to? V by lambda dash. So look at what is F equal to 1 by T. This is apparent frequency, it will be received. So like that, what happened? The observer attached, source is moving. So these are the, like this, we can calculate the apparent frequency. So what is the wavelength? I think the wavelength, when the wavelength of the waves received by observer will change when source is moving. When source is attached, the wavelength are not going to change. Okay, later I'll stress it in detail. Okay, if the source and observer both are moving, then sir, how you manage things? Both source and observer are in motion. So this is the source. Let me put all the cases here only. Source. This will be an observer or detector. Both are same. First case, source and observer are moving towards each other. Next, they are moving away from each other. Next, source follows observer. Observer follows the source. So the source will generate signal at frequency F. And it will be received at F dash. So how to calculate the apparent frequency? And what is V? V is called as, what are V is? Speed of source. What is V naught? Speed of observer. And what is V? Speed of sound. Okay, this one. Okay, first case, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, first case, what is the apparent frequency? Both are moving, what to do? Okay, then if an observer moves towards source, what is the condition? V plus V naught we should write. Look at this. If observer moves towards the source, in the numerator, what happened? It has become V plus V naught, no? You need not to again think in this way. Just take help of this conclusion. And if the observer moves away, in the numerator, it was V minus V naught. So now you can see this. This will be, so what is F1? F1 will be observer moving towards source. So V plus V naught F. Source approaches observer. Where in the denominator, it was V minus Vs. Got the idea? Denominator it was V minus Vs. So this will be, this is apparent frequency in the first case. F is actual frequency. So what is F? We'll define F also. What is F? This is apparent frequency in the first case. Second case, F2. Or select a F1, I'll write it. F2. Can you write anything? So V minus V naught. Observer moving away from source. Source moving away means in the numerator. You need not to again, no sir, I will think in the way you have taught it. Okay, you can take it, but in exams what happen, you don't get a time to derive directly the conditions, what the basic conditions what I discussed. Now from that what happen, you should get a formula and you have to work out. What are F1, F2? Apparent frequencies. Apparent frequency in first case. Apparent frequency. So what is now F3? Shall we write V minus V naught F by third case. So now this will be, what is F4? F4 will be V plus V naught. Source moving away, V plus Vs. Okay, got the idea, no? So like this, what will happen? We can calculate the apparent frequencies. So very plenty of numericals are available, but there's a basic idea that everything just revolves around this condition. Any doubt? If you have, you can clarify. Any doubt? We can also discuss wavelength. Okay, this now we'll find very difficult. Tomorrow's class, I'll show you even how to calculate wavelength. First, you get adjusted yourself to how to get the apparent frequency. Strictly, what is Vs and Vo? They are the velocities measured along the line joining source and detector. What happens, like if a source and observer, the velocities are not in same direction, not along line joining. So we'll take one case here only. So it will, if observer source is moving like this angle theta1. Observer is theta2. In this case, so this will generate a sound signal of frequency f. Now, what is the apparent frequency? In this case, what happened? Velocities of the component of velocities of the source and observer directed along line joining the source and detector should be substituted in the Doppler effect. So f dash should be equal to V naught V plus V naught sine theta 2. This should be V minus Vs cos theta 1. What is the velocity of observer? V naught. Then resolve this velocity, component of velocity of the observer along line joining the source and detector. That should be substituted here. V naught sine theta 2 will come here. And what about this? This will be Vs is velocity of source. It is making angle theta 1 with the line joining the source and detector. Then component of velocity of the source along the line joining source and detector should be substituted here. So strictly, what are Vs and Vo? Velocity of source and observer along line joining the source and detector. If the velocity of source and detector not along line joining the source and detector, then you should take their components along line joining the source and detectors. Detector or observer, anything you can make it. So even it may be like this. Huh? You may think, sir, if it is like this, then how you because earlier you took it like this. So now also this will generate frequency f. It is going to receive at f dash. So what is f dash now in this case? Should be equal to v minus v naught cos beta into f by v plus vs cos alpha. Okay, listen. Okay, now go through all so you can work out some examples related to this. Some solved examples you can take and work out based on the beats. Beats is very simple. What is the beats? F1 minus F2. When to take F1 minus F2, F2 minus F1, that conditions you have to go through it. Like the tuning fork. Let me color it so it'll be easy for you. Only what is the problem? Why you are preferring online? Anybody? So let me just. Yeah, Chaitanya Agarwal. Where do you stay?
Sir, I live in Tarnaka, sir.
Okay, let me do one thing. Let me finish off the class. Just be there. Let me speak to you. Okay, thank you, all of you. Yeah.